Kia ora everyone, I hope everyone is well. Hey, kia ora to my guys, if you're already one of my guys, and you know who I mean when I say my guys. If you're over here from the universe, then thanks so much for turning up and supporting the project. It means heaps. And if you're the new guy, you've never been over to the DC and you're wondering what the fuck I'm talking about and where the hell are you? It's probably best if you sort of like church on Sunday, our stuff here, then you're definitely going to love the universe that it comes within. You're definitely going to love the DC universe. Anyways, if you're new, and I'd be amazed if you are, but if you are, then fuck, kia ora. Welcome to the DC. Anyways, again, back to you guys, my guys from the DC already. Kia ora, thanks for coming. Anyways, ka kite, aroha nui, yeah. And I'll see you next episode. Or I'll see you when and where. Next episode. When and where? Church on Sunday. Church on Sunday.
Dopey Witch number 2. You know, something else that bugs me. Yeah, bugs me, the DCA. Something else that really bugs me. And it's just something on top of what is already a pile of steaming shit that these DCs are. But just something else to add to that pile, to give it even just that little bit more icing on the cake, is when these pieces of fungi murder their victims, like whānau members, like these people have families and so forth, and they do it on special occasions like Christmas or New Year's Eve or like a birthday or something, so that every year that whānau can go through a mourning period, all because these DCs decided to either make it worse on purpose or, like a DC, just not give a shit. That is something that I really enjoy kicking the nuts out of. And that's what we're going to do with this one. Because you see, our date was the 31st of December 2018, when our DC, this dopey fucking witch, and we will show you that she is. She put her J4 genius plan into action. And what was the objective of that plan, one would think? Well, that's simple. She wanted to get a whole bunch of money. She wanted to go live on Easy Street. She was going to get $500,000, and it's ongoing paying out. Why? Because life insurance for a soldier is good money. And like I said before about this steaming pile of shit, it is that not only is she going to murder our victim on the 31st December on New Year's Eve, she is murdering someone that sticks up and lays down their life for the people of their country, for the people within that community. She's killing one of the really good guys. And that is just another reason why this dopey witch has an episode on this channel. Now, make sure you subscribe, because there's many dopey witches in all variantly forms that you can have a front row seat watching. So please, I'll give you like 10 seconds if you're subscribed now, and we'll just wait for you to get back from subscribing and then carry on with this lesson. Now, I'm thinking that right now, if you're still here watching this episode and you're not going through or have started the process to become a subscriber, then perhaps, maybe, DC. Now on with the episode and the lesson. So, 500k was a life insurance on her husband, a husband that she currently resides with, a husband who was completely unaware that our DC was having an affair with dipshit here. She had her eyes on the prize, our dopey witch did, and now all Eastwick had to do was come up with a plan. You know it's got to be said. Yeah, come up with a J for genius plan. And this DC, her plan, had J4 written all over it. Now, here's something else, a question. As you know, I really like questions and answers. Let us know if your country uses that terminology, which is written all over it. If you don't know what it means, then you probably don't. Let us know in the comments below, and what country you call home. So, moving forward, so how was she going to get her hubby killed? Well, she was going to get dipshit here to kill him. And how is she going to do that? Well, she's been working on that one for a while. She's going to get dipshit here to fall in love with her. And how is she going to do that? Well, she's going to use her, from what I understand, hairy as lasso. Hairy as, bro. like Chewbacca's mother's purse. You pervert. So, not only is she a criminal mastermind, she gets mistaken for walking around with Chewbacca's mother's purse. Anyways, back to it. So, she's been working on a plan to get Dipshit to fall in love with her, and tonight's the night. He's completely dominated and is going to throw his life away because he's a dipshit, and all of it because of a purse. And yet still, he doesn't hold a light to our DC, for she is a dopey bloody witch. Now, where were we? Oh, that's right, the 31st. So, Dopey Witch puts her J for Genius plan into action. And what she's been doing, she's been communicating with Dipshit and setting it up, because on this night, on New Year's Eve, she's going to call up her hubby and ask him for a favour so they can go get some food. So she buzzes our Dipshit on that really secure server called Snapchat. You know, the one that all the geniuses use. You probably don't use it because you're not a genius, but geniuses seem to use it for crime. Now, here's a thing, and to our new viewers, within these lessons, there's usually a thing, sometimes a but too, but sometimes a thing of great importance, especially to the prosecution, the cops, or the DA. So, upon this night, within her plan, she's waiting for old Dopey here to buzz her back and say, yep, cool, I'm coming, it's on. Now, something happens at this point of her plan, and what it does is it gives the DA the nails of which to secure the lid of this dopey witch's coffin. Now, I'm not going to show you that thing right now because you see, that could be dangerous. Believe me, it's true. You see, in our DC universe, it's dangerous to see that kind of dumbness at that level too much at one time. That can really fuck you up, man. It's dangerous for us all. So, in a moment, just not now. So, back to the plan. So old Dippy here, he comes back and he sees our young soldier pulling up in his car with DC sitting next to him, and quite efficiently shoots and murders Eastwick's husband. And so why is it efficiently? Well, it's because it's accurate. Why is it accurate? Because he's a soldier too. So is our DC. Yeah, I know. I told you. That pile, it just keeps on getting deeper. So, old Dipshit bolts. And the Dopey Witch, wow, she makes a call for help, help, help. And this is where we pick it up from on the 31st of December, about a minute after our DC, our Dopey Witch, has had him executed. Ring, ring, help, help.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
I need help. I need help. My husband was shot. I need help.
Okay, stay on the line with me.
So the cops turn up, and now she's about to put in phase 2 of her J4 plan. Ladies and gentlemen, sub-eye of all houses, I now present to you Dopey Witch number 2.
My husband.
That shot in the head?
Yes.
Okay.
And I ran to put my son in the room, and I came outside, and he was laying on the cart.
Okay, how many gunshots did you hear?
I don't know. I just heard a lot.
Okay.
So on with the plan. Our DC here is in full actress mode. She was doing the whole, oh, he's the love of my life. She even did the old, oh, I've got to see him, and jumped in the back of the ambulance and had to be restrained and dragged out. Here, watch this.
Hey, back up! Whoa, 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 no. You know,
And I ran to put my son in the room, and I came outside, and he was laying on the cart.
Okay, how many gunshots did you hear?
I don't know. I just heard a lot.
Okay.
And because she was going for the Oscar, the cops bought the whole act hook, line, and sinker. They didn't even ask to check her phone. That is unreal. Because I would have thought that would be standard operational procedure or best practice procedure to make sure that you do run all the phones that are directly connected to the victim. But she was going for the Oscar. So they didn't find the Snapchat or any other messages that were sending to each other. So the cops had no idea, and it looked like old Fortune 500 here was actually going to work. That not having a clue happened for about 11 days. And then, you see, there was a flaw in our Dopey Witch's J4. And that flaw was a wahine. A wahine who was a mum of a soldier's son. And she listened to her son talk about Dipshit, the witch, and the good guy. And he told his mum about Witchy having the affair with Dopey, and that soldier's mum, she's the hero of the story. We don't know her surname, but she can obviously be proud to have a surname such as she does, whoever she is, because you see, our hero here, she rung the cops and then told her what her soldier son had said. And this Dopey witch's J for genius plan came crashing down. And the old cops, they all went, oh, what? Oh, bro, don't we look like stupid eggs? Next time, stick to best practice policies and run the fucking phones. So the cops, they ran those phones, and what do you know? And with those search warrants, they added in a car, old Dippy's car. You see, old dipshit here drove his car, which was spotted at the crime scene. They searched that car and they found ammunition. Guess what? Yep, the same ammunition that was used to murder our good guy, Tyrone III. So now the cops bring in old Dippy down to the cop shop, but he ain't saying much of anything. You see, he's still madly in love with our DC. And why wouldn't you be? Look at him.
What do you want to do? You want to talk to me here today, or do you want to just wrap it up? Okay.
So now they bring in our Dopey witch. And our DC, she sticks to the script. So the old cops hit her up and say, hey, DC, what about a polygraph? And she says, oh, hell yeah. So they bring in the old polygrapher and he sits down and starts talking to our Dopey witch. Now, this next clip is prior to the polygraph test being implemented. It's gold. Our DC just won't shut up.
So, when we were in Korea, I can't really pinpoint exactly when it was. Me and Ty had this big argument. And then, I came back into the building and I was talking to Jeremy. I'm like, man, I don't want to be with him anymore. And he was like, I can handle that. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, I can handle it. Like, when I get back, I get it good. But I never took him serious about it.
Of course you didn't, DC. So anyway, that kind of sparks the old cop's interest. So he goes, we should do that polygraph now, eh? And DC goes, yeah, okay. So they do. And then the cops get the polygraph results and they go, oh, okay, she's a DC. And they think, I wonder if we can get her to talk. You see, that wouldn't be the question I'd be asking. I'd be asking, I wonder if we can get this bitch to shut up. Because this Dopey witch is a prosecution's dream. You know, it kind of got me thinking that if this DC, like a soldier, went to war and was caught by the enemy, that the interrogators, just before they put a bullet between her eyes, would be screaming, please, no more! Woman with Chewbacca's mother's purse! Please, no more talkie! Bang! Oh, thank God.
I want you to be honest with me. So how did it go that night? Let's talk about that night. Then we'll back up. These Snapchat messages, are they going to make you look like you're pushing us? Because you're calling them back?
Yeah. It's going to make me look like I pushed.
Genius.
So are you guys talking? Because they're going to get your correspondent every day and you let them. I mean, would you say this is a 50-50 you guys were on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know all about it.
Genius.
What do you think should happen to you right now?
I don't know. Because
And now wait for it, because you know there's got to be genius.
myself, I feel just as guilty as him.
A genius.
Why didn't you call the finance out just divorce them?
I would have called it off, like, Jeremy probably would have, been upset at the fact that I called it off. And I didn't want him, mad at me.
Okay, but you understand though, calling it off would have saved your husband's life. You could have divorced him.
And that was that thing I saved you from before, that dangerous thing, because too much dumbness at one time can just be too much sometimes. So Dopey actually called it off, and our Dopey witch here called him back. Now I want you to think about this for why I choose DCs, because you see, this DC pled not guilty, that she had nothing to do with it. A genius. A genius, man.
Don't leave yet, he's outside. He was just like, never mind, we'll just try another day. And he was still in the area, and then I said, well, he's about to bring us something to eat. And then that's when he came back. I probably could have stopped it, but the reason that I didn't, because I felt like he would, be mad at me or...
And not love you anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, it's about time I think we have one. So here's a thought experiment for you. What I want you to do is to clear your minds, and now I want you to think that you're in an office. It's your office, and you're a lawyer, right? And you've just been given a case as a public defender, and DC is your client, and she's in that office with you, and you've just got given the case file by the cops, and you've just seen this video of her spilling the beans. Spilling the beans, baby, right? And you turn to her and she goes, "I'm still pleading not guilty." And you're like, okay. Look, DC, is it? Yes, DC. Do you know the word incriminate? And DC peers back at you and goes, "What? Incriminate yourself." And she goes, "No." And you go, "Okay, come here for a second. Come here, I want to show you something." And you both sit down and you open up your laptop, and then up pops Google. So I'd go, "Here, DC, watch this." I'll just type in here, incriminate, okay? And click enter. Okay, cool, here it is. Yes, this is it here, DC. Look, incriminate. This is what it sounds like.
Incriminate.
Oh, look at that, DC. So there's not really a meaning here. So just a couple of seconds more, DC. We'll just pop up here and we'll pop in Oxford Dictionary meaning. Right, here it is. So now look for Oxford, there it is. And I click that, and it's a picture of you. And then I'd say, "Look, DC, just to get this right, that the Britannica Oxford English Dictionary, for its meaning on the meaning of the word incriminate, and that meaning is you, and yet you still want to plead not guilty." And she would go, "Yes, I'm pleading not guilty." And then I'd say, "Well, you, DC, here in Eastwick, you're a real bitch." And then I'd say, "DC, as your lawyer, I am telling you now, you are not to have any more interviews with any more cops or talk to anyone at all. You understand that?" "Oh my God, DC, Jesus, you're dumb. Right, from now on, nothing." Suppose on the good side is, there's just no way that you could say anything else that could incriminate you any more than what you already have done. And then I'd say, "Look, DC, look, from now on, just keep your mouth shut, darling. God, DC, you remind me of the story a guy told me once. He went to war, and apparently he heard on this battlefield that these Chinese characters had captured a soldier on the battlefield one time. And then when they brought her back to interrogate her, they actually shot her before they got there because she just wouldn't shut the fuck up." Oh, God. You, DC, remind me of that story for some reason. Now, anyway, so what else did the cops send over in the case file? What's this next file? And then I'd click on it, and we'd both look into that screen, and this is what we'd see.
So what's going on, Kamari?
I'm in the jail.
Why are you in jail?
I knew what was going on with Tyrone. I got myself mixed up in something I didn't think would be like this. Do you remember one of my coworkers I was telling you about, Quayar? We planned it.
Oh, have mercy, Jesus.
We planned it on it.
Why? Why, Kamari?
I was scared to tell anybody about what was going on.
Did y'all think y'all could get away with that?
We thought that was nice.
And after watching that file together, I would turn around and look this DC in the face and go, just one word. Genius. Genius, DC. You're a fucking genius. Then I'd turn to DC and go, "Well, DC, don't worry, okay? Don't worry. You're in good hands, DC. These are the hands of the good guy. You're coming home from jail, mama. You're coming home from jail, baby." So they go to court, and DC's found guilty unanimously, of course, first-degree premeditated murder. Murder 1 was conspiracy to commit murder. She, a lovely DC, a dopey witch, gets life without parole. Now, what about Loverboy? What about old Dippy? Well, old dipshit went to court and he actually pled guilty to second-degree murder, and the judge gave him 65 to 90, which is excellent. You know, it seemed that old Dippy, he realised the error in his ways and that he was sucked on in by our dopey witch, and he showed remorse.
I apologize to the family again. Sincerely. I was a fool for just taking her words.
He didn't want a trial, and he actually wanted to apologise to the whānau, to Tyrone Jr. III's whānau. And you know, that's exactly what happened. Tyrone II, or Tyrone Jr., our good guy's dad, who really is someone that would make any son proud. He went to that prison to see old Dippy. Old Dippy, he broke down and cried and said he was sorry and that he'd done it and all the ways in which he was going to do it and try it, and she was involved, and you know, the whole shaboodle. And as a gentleman and a man of great mana, as this dad is, he accepted dipshit's apology.
You know what I mean? And you and honestly, man, you seem like a good guy. For real. I mean, you said you just sit up here and said you deprived Chunk of his mama and his father. So to me, man, really, man, you seem like a good dude.
I'm listening.
I'm listening. He gets back and first thing he says is, I'm listening, because he wants this man of mana to say more nice things about him. Instead of coming back and going, oh, bro, I'm not worthy. I'm just so not worthy. I am a piece of shit, you know? Thank you so much for saying that. No, he comes back and says, I'm listening. What a piece of... This is why I hate the man. Now, that kind of brings us to the end of this case. And, oh no, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot. Actually, remember that pile of shit? Yeah. Well, yeah, a little while after that apology, this is what Dippy did.
Jeremy Cuellar, the man convicted in the murder of a Berrien County Army sergeant on New Year's Eve back in 2018, attempted to withdraw his guilty plea in court today. 16 News Now reporter Ibrahim Samra was at that hearing and has more on how the family of the victim is reacting tonight.
More than 1 year after confessing to the murder of Berrien County Army Sergeant Tyrell Hassel III, Jeremy Cuellar is walking his confession all the way back to the courtroom, saying that taking his original guilty plea was coerced by his former attorney. But Hassel's father says that isn't true.
He told me how many different times he tried to kill my son. He told me the relationship that he had with my son's wife.
It's a relationship that led to Hassel's killing on New Year's Eve in 2018, and a murder that Cuellar confessed to while in prison to Tyrone Hassel Jr., the victim's father.
He cried. The man was in tears, so it did feel like he was sincere.
But today, Cuellar didn't deny his confession. Rather, he says he took a guilty plea because his former attorney, Edwin Johnson, had coerced him to do it.
Did there come a point in time in your representation when you came to believe that it was in Mr. Cuellar's best interest to plead guilty in this case?
Absolutely. I was prepared to go to trial, and Mr. Cuellar was well aware of that. I was ultimately shocked when Mr. Cuellar said not only that he wanted to take the plea, but he didn't want to plead no contest. He wanted to plead guilty because God was informing him that he needed to make it right with the family, and that's what he wanted to do.
Yep, a steaming pile of shit. Just keeps getting added to. Oh yeah, that's right, there's something else also. Now this next bit's my opinion. To all you new viewers, and hopefully you subscribe, I give my opinion on certain things, and this is one of them. Now, let's go back to pile of shit number 1. You see, old DC, she's now saying that it was battered wife syndrome, that the good guy that she murdered for the life insurance of $500K, and then she was going to ride off into the sunset with dipshit, most likely dropping pieces of shit along the way, and it was battered wife syndrome that caused her to do the things that she did, and nothing to do with the life insurance, or Dippy's little dipstick. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I think happened. That someone who knows enough about law is smart enough to figure it out, you see? Now, someone's gone up to DC, and I am unsure of who it would be, and they'd said to DC, I reckon I could get you a chance to get off here, DC. I reckon I can get you a chance at parole. All you've got to do is this. Now, you see, DC, there's no proof, right? Because that would have come out in the discovery with the police and the investigation, or to your other lawyers, or the possibility of there being some kind of reference to it in Snapchat or text or emails or communications, or anyone at all could ever have seen anything, or you've said anything to anyone about any of these allegations that you're about to make in this genius fucking plan of mine. So I know that there's absolutely no evidence. Well, how could there be, you know? Because even I know that it's complete and utter bullshit. But you see, DC, that nobody ever witnessed any of it. But you see, DC, we could say one person did. And who would that person be? Well, now, that would be dipshit. Now, we can in no way, DC, ever contact dipshit about our little plan, because that would get someone in heaps of shit if you do that, like major federal crime stuff. That's a major crime, and that's when you're a citizen, DC, and you getting way more shit if you're a lawyer and you got caught telling dipshit that this is what we want him to say. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna file with the courts and ask for a new trial. And we're going to say that you, DC, that you're the real victim here, not the good guy. We're going to make up heaps of bullshit about violence or whatever, but we're going to make sure that it gets into the papers. And you see, DC, somehow, at some stage, that's going to get in front of dipshit. And then, DC, then we have our witness. And DC would look back at a lawyer and go, what? I don't understand. Because you see, DC's as dumb as that pile that's as tall as what she is. You know, because that's why I reckon that someone has said that to DC, because there's no fucking way that this DC thought of that strategy, and that strategy is now in play.
Now she's asking for a new trial, claiming her husband was abusive and her original attorney didn't do his job.
ABC 57's Roxy Elliott is live outside the Berrien County Courthouse in St. Joe, where a hearing was just held today.
Kamaya Hassel was found guilty of murdering her husband, Tyrone Hassel III, 2 years ago. But today she wants a new trial, saying she wasn't properly represented by her former attorney and a victim of abuse by Tyrone III.
Upset about the fact that she's trying to ruin my son's name by saying he was abusive, and we all heard it herself in the trial that she said he wasn't physically abusive. That's our local hero to us, and now you're trying to just tarnish his name.
Even though that my husband wasn't like physically abusive, I would think of it as like battered woman syndrome or something, because that's kind of how I felt.
But he didn't batter you.
He didn't.
You say he's a pretty good guy, though.
He was.
Genius. Anyways, it's just my opinion. Now, I'd base that opinion off a couple of things. The first one is, it's just how it looks. The second one is DC really the type of person that would do something as shitty as that? And the third one is there really anyone dumb enough, like that dumb, that they would think that all of the people on this planet would be so dumb that they would believe her? Oh, DC, God, you're a genius. Now, that brings us to the end of this case, and on to bitch number 3. Now, here's the second last thing. I've run out of time, so I'll be covering Dopey Witch number 3 in the next episode on this channel. So for God's sake, if you haven't done it already, either you're a DC or you're just doing it now, please subscribe to this channel, because I'll be bringing out that episode and wrapping up the bitches of Eastwick with the final Dopey witch, and that Dopey witch makes this Dopey witch look like a fucking genius. That's right, with a G. So, to all you new viewers, make sure subscribe, and to all of my subscribers and to all of the members of this channel, the sub-eye, all of yous, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, which will probably be in like Sunday. Okay, stay safe everyone, especially my DC subbies, especially you guys. Oh, that's right, the one last thing. From all of the sub-eye from this channel, Dumb Criminal, from all of our members, from all of our houses, we give you, the Hassel whānau, the family of Tyrone Jr. III, we give you our deepest respects. Your son was taken too soon by people that just were not worthy. Our deepest respects to you and the mana of your whānau. God bless to you guys. God bless to the Hassel whānau. Ka kite.
Hey, thanks for watching to the end, guys. That's awesome. Remember to please subscribe to this channel, and I'll leave some links below and in the comments section where you can take a look around the DC universe and the Project Safe bars, which is the reason why we're here, as we are so much more than a crime channel on YouTube. We, and that means all of my subscribers to this channel and to the main DC, we're all in a project, a really big one. So take a look around and you'll see what I mean. Stay safe, all of you, and I'll see you guys either at Mass at church on Sunday or over at the DC. Ka kite.